We just stopped and parked, and just outside the truck, there's snakeskin agate everywhere. Everywhere. This is stuff I found in 30 seconds after getting out of the truck, right here. All right here, yeah. It's all over the place. Just look, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. It's all over the place. Well, good early morning, rockhounds and lapidary lovers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to our Wyoming ranch. It's our little place out in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming. 40-acre ranch. Today we're going on an adventure. We've hooked up with the Riverton, Wyoming Gem and Mineral Society, and we are going out into the Wyoming outback, out in the desert, for the day, and we're going hunting snakeskin agate and petrified wood with them on a field trip. So I think it's going to be interesting. We've got a long drive ahead of us, so we're getting an early start. The sun's just peeking up over the horizon over there. And we've got to get moving because the meetup point for the field trip is about an hour and a half away. I'll show you some of the sights along the way. Wyoming is amazing, let me tell you. The scenery is crazy out here. I mean, just from our place here, you can still see the snow up in the Wind River Mountains over there. And this is May 3rd. So, yeah, it's about 6 feet deep up there yet. So some of the places we want to go up in the mountains, we can't go yet. So we're going down the desert today. So, all right. So once we get on the road, I'll show you some of the sights along the way. And here we go, leaving the gates of our ranch, headed out into the wilderness. So the meeting place for the field trip is the Sweetwater Station rest area here. It's off the highway. And the members of the club are gathering. And we're just waiting for a few other people to show up. And then we will take off out to the desert, where we're going to be looking for the snakeskin agate and the petrified wood and anything else that looks good to me. I will certainly be collecting. So I'm sure we'll be heading out here in just a little bit. Hey, good buddy, looks like we got us a convoy. 3 cars in front of us and about 10 behind us. All heading out to the spot where we're going to do collecting. here's the problem. We got a whole big herd of cows. We got to get through this gate. They're all on the road. We can't let them out. So I'm coming to help shoo cows out of the way.
Me or somebody can stand here and make sure while the other cars pass.
Keep moving! Go! Go, go, go! Come on! Keep moving! Come on! Move! Go! Go, 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 go! 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 Go, 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 go! Come on! Go! Go! You two, go! Come on! Go! Well, as you can see, it takes a little driving and a little doing to get anywhere in Wyoming. It's so big and so empty. We've been on the road for hours now. And we just stopped and parked, and just outside the truck, there's snakeskin agate everywhere. Everywhere. This is stuff I found in 30 seconds after getting out of the truck, right here. All right here, yeah. It's all over the place. Just look, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. It's all over the place. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's crazy. It's everywhere. Look at this. There's a piece. There's a piece. There's a couple pieces. It's everywhere. See, this is the advantage of going out with a club where the people know where the good stuff is. Yeah, it took us a couple hours to get here, but we parked right on top of it. We don't even have to hike over into the hills, though we might do that anyway, just to see what's over there. But holy cow, this is great. 30 seconds collecting. Look what I got. All right. I'll show you any other good stuff along the way here. This is a good start, though. So over here on the other side of the truck, there's some big chunks, and look at this. Wow, look at that. Oh, holy cow, look at that. Nice, huge chunk of snakeskin agate right there.
That's not a very pretty one.
Uh-huh.
I might put that back.
Yeah, be choosy. There's a lot here. Yeah. Though that might tumble. Yeah, I'll leave it too. There's so much. We can be very picky. We don't have to pick up every one we see. So we're headed out. We're all spreading out across the field here, away from the gaggle. And the snakeskin agate is just everywhere. I mean, some there, some there. I'm already getting really picky about what I pick up. I'm not picking up every piece I see, just looking for the really good stuff. You know, that's super thin. I'm going to throw that one back. It's got a nice texture on one side, but it's super thin. So we're going to wander out this way. See what we can see. Maybe even up to the base of the hills. Go for a little hike. And just collect good-looking pieces of agate. So here's a couple more pieces. I'm also keeping my eye out for Sweetwater agates. They're out here. The leader of the trek here showed us some examples of them, so we'll keep our eyes open and see if we can find any of those out here too. This piece has got some color to it. Might just be lichen, but it got some interesting color. Found an area of gravel over here, so we're making our way towards it. See if we can find some really good stuff. Look at this. Look at this. We are in a gravel hotspot where there is just tons and tons of this snakeskin agate. I mean, literally tons. Look at this. Here's a big chunk. Another one. Oh, that's a huge one right there. I can fill up a bucket quick with this stuff. There's just so much of it here. Some of it I can tumble. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah. Some of it I might be able to cut. Cab. But yeah, there's a lot. I'm starting to get choosy again. I'm going to leave some of this stuff. Looking for the big pretty ones, you know? What's this? Yeah, they'll take those two. Yeah, and what's this? It's interesting, but it's small. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, there's just so much here. This is a great outing. Oh, look at this. See it glowing in the sun. Look at the color in this one. Yeah. Okay. We're doing good. Leslie's filling up her bucket already. I'm filling up mine. Well, I have stumbled into an area full of huge pieces of this agate. Just absolutely. I've got some even bigger ones in the bucket. That's got some pattern in it. Some of them have interesting colors. So this particular spot right here, I came over here because it looked like there was gravel, and sure enough, yeah, look at this. Look at these big pieces down here. Yeah, all over the place. I'm going to fill my bucket up really quickly. And I don't know, do I need this much snakeskin agate? I don't know. Do I want this much snakeskin agate? You betcha. What's this? Ooh, yeah, look at the size of that. Okay, that's going in the bucket. It's got texture, it's got size. It's going in the bucket. All right. I see more ahead of me too. This area is just super rich. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, my bucket's about a third full and I'm still collecting. I'm going a little nuts out here, but I'm finding some interesting stuff. I'll show you some of the other stuff I found, but I got a lot of this agate here. Small pieces for tumbling, big pieces that maybe can be cut and cabbed. I found a few pieces with interesting patterns in them. One really colorful one, but that's in my nail apron somewhere. And I found some other stuff that I think might be petrified wood. It looks like blue forest limb casts. I'll show you those when we get back to the truck. I'm also going to ask some of the other club members, the trucks are way over there, if they can identify them and if that's what they are. Whoops, I dropped a piece. Got to pick it up. Let me put the phone down and wander back over to my bucket and deposit the latest batch I've collected. Okay, I got to stop. The bucket's about half full. Plus, my nail apron is full of stuff that I think is petrified wood. So, Richard, I think you're going to get some of this. Dan, if you're watching, let me know if you want some of this, if you're interested. And I'll get it all cleaned up and show it off when we get back home. It's all dirty and mucky and, well, covered with manure too right now. I don't care. A lot of them are still pretty as they are. I said I need to quit because my bucket's half full, but look at this. Look at this. And they're all tumbler size. That's perfect. Perfect size for tumbling. It's like potato chips, you know, you just can't stop sometimes. You know? I'll grab a few more of these tumbler size ones. I got a lot of big ones. But, wow, there's a lot of tumbler size ones here. What's amazing about this stuff is some of it is just so beautiful, even unpolished. It's got such a great surface finish to it. I'm trying hard not to pick up every one I see. Okay, because my bucket is maybe a little more than half full now. I'm very heavy. And we are, well, the vehicles are way the heck over there. It's going to be a long haul with a very heavy bucket. So, but yeah, it's just amazingly beautiful stuff. I can't get over how good it looks. Crazy beautiful. Even just coming up out of the ground. Imagine how good it'll look after I wash the mud off. Okay, we're going to start working our way back to the truck. Leslie has been amazingly conservative. Normally her bucket is full by now, but we've kind of traded places. My bucket is, well, maybe a little more than half full. I've thrown a lot of small tumbler pieces in there to fill in the gaps between the big ones, so it's gotten even heavier without the volume getting too much higher. We're going to work our way. Vehicles are up over this hill. Work our way over there. I'm going to try not to collect too much more on the way. And I'll spread out the stuff I think is petrified wood on the tailgate and wet it down, and we'll get somebody to identify it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I'm sure we have some experts amongst the group here. Okay, so one of the club experts has confirmed that this is almost certainly petrified wood, and a couple of these others look a lot like petrified wood, so that's cool. So everybody else has gone up the road, except for us and one other group, to another collecting site. But I'm going to be much more conservative when we get there, because I've already got a lot of material. I don't think I'll even take my bucket with me. I think I'll just take my nail apron and see what there is to find. I can't go too overboard with that. Okay, we're going to pack up and go down the road. Well, we have arrived at site number 2, right at the base of some hills that look like they've got a lot of gravel on them. So I think Leslie and I are going to have a quick lunch and then go check it out. And I am definitely not going to go nuts this time. I'll tell you what, the scenery out here is amazing. I was trying to get it while we're driving, but the road is such as it is. It's just too rough. This is the Granite Hills in Wyoming. It's beautiful out here. Absolutely beautiful. You should smell the sagebrush. Whoa. You should smell the sagebrush. It's great. So we're sitting on the tailgate having lunch. This is our view. Pretty amazing. There is a whole lot of space in Wyoming. Whole lot of empty space. That's just the way we like it. So site number 2 has plenty as well. It's all over the side of this hill. Again, I'm trying to be very selective. Quality over quantity. So I only brought my nail apron, no bucket. But man, there's a lot of it out here. I could spend all day just sorting through it. Well, I climbed up to the top of the hill, vehicles down there, and found a few nice pieces that had some interesting color and patterns in them. Probably try cutting some slabs out of them, but I'm being real selective. I got my nail apron on. It's got some pieces in it. I think some more petrified wood and some other stuff, but I'm being selective. In fact, these pieces in my hand, if I find better looking ones, these will hit the ground, and I will take them instead. I think we may have found Indian's workshop. They seem to prefer this porcelain-like jasper here for making their implements out of. And there's chips of it all over the place. Taking off a couple of these big pieces. Oh yeah, that is razor sharp, let me tell you. Guess here's another chip. They've been doing a lot of chipping over here. This is where you get the porcelain stuff. Here's a piece of it still in the ground. Yeah. So I think they sat up on top of this prominent hill where they had a good view around the countryside and sat here and made some points or some other tools. This was their workshop. Very neat. So here's some more stuff from the workshop. Super sharp. Man, these chips, they are super sharp. Somebody sat here and did a lot of chips. Oh wow, almost cut myself on that one. That is crazy sharp. Yeah. They like this porcelain-like jasper. I guess it makes good points. Yeah. They did a lot of chipping of it up here. Just flakes everywhere. All through here. All up there. Huh. Now weirdly, I don't see this rock out here. It must have come from somewhere else. Very strange. Alright, so I think I exercised, great selectivity here without picking up the whole hill, like I did with my very full bucket over there earlier. But we've got an interesting variety of stuff. I mean, look at this. Leslie found this. It's got a blue center to it. That piece of agate. That's neat. I collected one of those pieces of porcelain-like chert up there that the Indians were chipping on. It's very cool. It reminds me a lot of Muakite jasper, but with much more muted colors. It's very cool. And then this other stuff, some tumbler size, bits of agate, some stuff that has like, looks like it's got moss in it. I don't know if it's showing up. So these are cutters. Yeah. And look at the pattern on this agate. Look at that.
It's curved. Yeah.
Look at the pattern on that. Actually, you know what? Could that be petrified wood?
Yeah, it could be. Maybe.
Maybe.
Bark.
Yeah, it looks like bark. Huh. Okay. So yeah, and then look at this. Look at Leslie's petrified wood find. You can actually see the tree branch curved there, and the wood grain in it. Very neat. Very neat.
I'm sorry, I didn't know he was taking.
And that's the signal. We're all mounting up to head off to the next spot. So anybody still up in the hills needs to come down and get back to their vehicle so we can take off. Or they can stay if they want. Either way. It's just to let them know we're leaving. So we're on the way to our third spot, and we spooked a pronghorn who was by the road. Just watching us go by. Road such as it is. 2-track. But actually smoother than what we've been riding on. Okay, we're at the third spot. We're all spread out almost immediately. Look what Leslie found. It's small, but it is a Sweetwater agate. Clear and full of moss. Good job. Now find a bunch more of them.
Okay, bigger.
Yeah. So, not even a minute later, I got one. Yep. They're out here. They're little, but they're out here. Just gotta keep looking. So, we're finding the Sweetwater agates. I've found this many so far. Leslie, I'm sure, has at least as many. And I found a couple of things that might be fragments of jade. We'll have to have them look at it and tell us. But the agates out here, they're small, but they're plentiful. If you do a lot of walking, they're here. Next one I find, I'll see if I can get some video of it in situ. We are in a really good area. I have picked up, I don't know, half a dozen agates in the last 5 minutes, at least. Do you see the agate on the ground there? How about now? Do you see it? Yeah. That's a beautiful little Sweetwater moss agate right there. See the black dendrites in it? They are just all over. You gotta hunt though. Takes getting your eye tuned in. We're doing it. We're both finding a fair number of them. Speaking of which, I no longer sooner put the camera down, and there it is, right there. Another little Sweetwater agate. Yep, they're here. There's not a whole lot of other gravel to compete with them either, so they're relatively easy to spot. So here's my best find so far. It's a big one. I didn't film it when I picked it up because, to tell the truth, I was answering the call of nature when I spotted it. So that's a nice Sweetwater agate right there. Look at the black moss in it. That's beautiful. I like it. Okay, I haven't been filming it, but I have literally found about 10 in the last 2 minutes. And here's another one. This area is just crazy thick with them. Huh. Yeah, if I concentrate on my looking rather than my filming, I'm finding a lot of them. I got pretty... That's not even all of them. There's still some down in the pocket of my nail apron. So let me put the phone away and keep looking, because they are just all over in this area. And what did I say? Put the phone away and keep looking? Well, as I was putting the phone away, there's one right there. The sun angle must be just right because they're kind of shining blue when I see them. And there's nothing else blue out here. So the blue really stands out, and I'm just picking them up right and left off the ground here. So there are 2 agates in the field of view here, at least 2. I may find more as I bend down to pick these up. There's one over here, right here. And there's one over here, right there. And then there's another one right here, was hiding on the other side of the bush from my point of view. Yep. They are not hard to find once you get your eye tuned in. And another one. Yeah, look how far we've come from the vehicles. Come this far off the road, such as it is, they seem to be everywhere. Just everywhere. I'm getting a whole nail apron pocket full of them. Some of them are pretty big. I have to say, going on with this group has been very, very good, because these people know exactly where they're going, exactly what they're looking for, and they'll help you find it. Debbie, who's the leader of our group, pointed off in this direction and said, we've had pretty good luck out there. So that's the direction we went. And yep, we're having pretty good luck. I'm not sure that's a Sweetwater agate, but it's interesting. I got a whole pocket full of stuff that's not Sweetwater agates, but some kind of agate. I'll put it in that pocket. So, yeah, join up your local Gem and Mineral Society. They will lead you to good stuff on their field trips. No, that's not an agate. So yeah, definitely further from the road, they're bigger and they're more plentiful. These are my last 2 finds. They're not even amongst my biggest ones, but they're definitely on average getting bigger. Okay, maybe it's a little bit gross, but there's a pile of deer poop, and look at the agate. Yep, I'm taking it. I don't care. I'll wash my hands later. Whoops, dropped it. There it is. It's little, but it's pretty. I'll take it. Deer poop don't scare me. Not if I'm collecting agates. I'll tell you what, you got to pick up every little shard you see. Because all I could see was a tiny little bit of this thing. But that's what was underneath it. So sometimes it is just a tiny little shard. But sometimes, like an iceberg, 9/10 of it or more is buried. Yep. Good find. All right, so here's my collection of Sweetwater agates. I got quite a few, and I know Leslie got at least as many. A few big ones. There's a pretty big one. There's a big one. A few other good sized ones. A lot of them are really small. I'm surprised by the color variation in them. There seems to be a lot of color variation. Some are nearly black, but you can still see through them and you can see the moss inside. Some are nearly white, but they're still translucent enough to see the moss inside. And there's, shading from yellow to orange to whatnot there, which I was a little surprised about. In fact, some are so weirdly colored that I set them aside. I'm not even sure that they are Sweetwater agates. They may be some other kind. Here's a pink one here with pink moss inside it. Here's an orange one with orange moss inside it. Here's an orange one with no moss inside it. This is a really, really dense orange one with some kind of moss inside it. And this one's just black. I can't really see through it at all. So anyway, I set them aside because I'm not really sure that they are Sweetwater agates. But these all kind of look like Sweetwater agates. They've got the black moss in them. You can see the mossy dendrites there. So I think that's a pretty good agate hunt for just walking around on the prairie for a couple hours. Yeah, we got some nice Sweetwater agates here. I think I got enough just here that I could probably tumble a batch when I get home and make them really shiny and pretty. Some of them are in really good shape as they are, but They could be really shiny and pretty after tumbling, especially if I add Leslie's to the mix. Then I'll have certainly enough to fill up a small tumbler barrel. Okay, so when I get home, we're going to lay out all the rocks we found today. Well, not all of them, probably just a representative sample, because it would take months to go through all of them, and have a look at them and show you what we found. Well, we've got to work our way back out of here, back to the highway, and then we've got at least a 2-hour drive back home, maybe a little more. But it's been a really good day, a really fun day. Found some good stuff. I'll show it to you at the end of the video. All right, we're back home and we're unpacked more or less. I still got a bunch of stuff in the buckets down here. I just laid out some representative samples here because there's just so much. Oh my goodness. I went a little nuts, I have to say. But I have to say that, you know, this was a really great outing. I was really blown away by the stuff they were taking us to. I can't recommend the Riverton Mineral and Gem Society enough. If you live in central Wyoming, you join up. If you're visiting, join up and go out on one of their field trips. You know, your local Gem and Mineral Society, join up with them. They've got, you know, the knowledge of where the stuff is. They've got people knowledgeable about what the stuff is, you know, to help you when you're collecting. They have access to claims. They have prior permission to cross private land, and they know where the good stuff is. You know, you just can't go wrong if you go out on one of their field trips. It's wonderful. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the stuff I collected here. This is snakeskin agate, and you can see some of these pieces here have the really good snakeskinny pattern on them, and some of them are just huge. You know, I got some pieces for tumbling, I got some pieces for cutting, and some of them have, you know, interesting patterns in them. Some of them are just kind of, you know, monochromatic, but others have interesting patterns in them. I've got some here that I think I can cut and find some interesting stuff inside. And this is maybe a fifth of what I've collected. I mean, the rest of it's down here in these two buckets. Okay, I've got a lot of it. So Richard, if you're interested in some snakeskin agate, let me know. Dan, if you're interested, let me know. I've got a lot, probably a lot more than I need. You know, I got some display pieces too. I think once these are cleaned up a little better, some of them will make nice display pieces too. I just got most of the mud and manure off of them, but they could stand a lot more cleaning. Over here, got some petrified wood. I mean, you look at the bark on that still, you know, and then you can see it's all silicified on the inside. That's a limit. It looks a lot like blue forest petrified wood out there, although that's on the other side of the mountains. But it looks very similar to it. Yeah. So same process is happening. I found a piece of agate. I'm not sure whether this is snakeskin or something else, but boy, it's colorful, because none of this stuff has these kind of colors in it. That's super colorful. So that's another one I think is going to be a cutter. Got some of that porcelain-like chert that the Indians were chipping out there to make their tools with. Yeah, this stuff really reminds me of muakkite, but not nearly as colorful. So, and then this one, well, speaking of not colorful, this one has a blue center to it. Leslie found this one. But, yeah, I might try cutting some of these and see what kind of crazy patterns they contain inside. And then over here, of course, are the Sweetwater agates. And I don't know, this one's orange with orange moss. You know, most of these are clearish or whitish with black moss. So I don't know, maybe this one belongs over here with I'm not sure whether they're Sweetwater agates or not, but man, did we find a lot of Sweetwater agates. And they're so easy to find. All you have to do is walk the prairie. You spend a couple hours walking the prairie, you will find a lot of Sweetwater agates. And some of them, you know, are pretty good size too. Yeah. So, you know, they're not all tiny little shards. Some of them are pretty good size. So I think I'm going to tumble these and see if I can make them really pretty. Most of them anyway. I might keep some raw. But, wow, we know where to go for Sweetwater agates now. We could come back there. We could go back there ourselves anytime. And now that we know where the spot is, and just collect a boatload of them. So that's wonderful. Another great advantage of going out on these outings is now you know where the stuff is and you can go back anytime, especially if you're a member of the club. All right, well, I hope you found this rock hunt with the Riverton Gem and Mineral Society interesting, educational, informative, inspirational, whatever. So give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. There's a lot more to come while we're out here in Wyoming. We're going to be doing a lot of other stuff, so subscribe to see those videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.